we doing all of these?
I don't know what the plan is. Welcome to another episode of the American Beer Review Podcast.
Good times with good friends requires good beer. Lucky for us, we know how to pick all three.
We're a group of friends who grew up in the Pacific Northwest, giving us a jump start on our craft beer journey.
Join us today while Brian... I pride myself on not getting to know other people, so do not put that on me.
Alec. So the bananas up until like the 60s were an entirely different species of banana?
And Chad. It hit me like a wrecking ball.
Review some beer, talk about beer topics, and whatever else comes up. We invite you to pour yourself a drink and hang out with us. If anything, I think it's not we all do all of them. It would be like splitting them up and just...
Do we want to all do... How about we all do the Heidelberg?
Yes.
Did
I leave 2 Heidelbergs?
Yeah, there's 2 Heidelbergs.
We don't need 2. We got...
They're the lightest, just saying, but...
No, we'll start with that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Heidelberg is at 4%.
I'm pretty sure I got...
One of literally every beer they made?
No, I'm pretty sure I got shamed for buying 12-ounce cans.
At the time, yes. At the time. Now that... Again, I don't know whether
actual recording.
I don't know whether I'm hungover or tired or both. We didn't get any glasses. I mean, I literally didn't get up, so...
I thought that was the plan. I thought Chad was grabbing the glasses. I was grabbing the beers.
He grabbed his notes.
Oh, okay. I'm more stacked for the other review, so Brian will fill in here. And it's gonna be sloppy today.
We got coasters. There we go. Why have I collected all these?
Do I use ours?
Yep.
Do I use ours or do I use the used ones?
Use the German ones. Fresh from Deutschland. Those are from BRLO. I did get some weird looks just grabbing.
Is that not a thing?
Is that
not approved?
I don't know.
I think
that was the first time they just seen some guy going, oh,
coasters.
Instead of asking for the coasters, I was like, guys.
Also, guys, we've done this so many times. Why do you stack your glasses in front of...
No clue.
You.
Didn't.
Give them all to me.
I didn't.
And I will pour them and pass them around.
Yes, Papa.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
He's already got one.
There you go.
So today, we're getting back to our...
Oh, yeah. Let's actually start
our patented brewery focus series that we've kind of put on hiatus for like the last 8 months.
What is the last one we did?
It was No Lie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
No Lie out of Spokane.
Months ago.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It was like April.
Yeah.
I
think it may have been.
I don't.
Yeah.
We shifted our seats slightly, and I feel completely thrown off. Any change?
I can see you,
me.
and it throws me off.
I'm more looking at Chad now. But
you guys can talk to each other, and you're actually facing the mics. This is going to be great for mixing.
I was going to look and see.
But we're doing Seas Brewing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of Tacoma, Washington, right down the street from us. And
so originally out of Gig Harbor,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So and then
they moved into
busier.
They've done so in Gig Harbor. They've had multiple locations. I think they had one before the one that I thought was the original. But they were in like an old, almost like an Albertsons, like in a strip mall that they took over. I mean, it's a really cool space, and it was pretty massive for being that.
An Albertsons would be. They
had a lot of space in there, and then honestly, it's got to be close to 10 years ago now that they opened in Tacoma. And so this actually is a perfect segue. I'll talk more about the breweries because that's what I do. But they are in the old historic brewery district. We've talked about it before in Tacoma, and are in fact in the old like distribution warehouse or something for Heidelberg.
Their brewery, the Heidelberg brewery facility.
Yeah, but it wasn't like where they brewed, like because they're is a bunch of the buildings there that were all of it, but like the specific one they're in, I think was just their like distribution
Could be.
center or something.
They call it out as their Heidelberg brewery facility, but
Okay.
yeah, it could be a distribution.
Which leads us into the first beer that we have poured for us today. We have a lot of Seven Seas beers. We'll see
We're not doing all of them.
what we get to, but I think it's really appropriate to start with this one. It's one of the
not just because it's the lowest ABV
not just that. It is one of the historic
at 4%.
Tacoma beers that we talk a lot about the Pacific Northwest and certain beers like Rainier or Olympia. A couple of years ago, Seven Seas brought back the Heidelberg beer, and it is a historic beer that's made in the area. I think it stopped in like the 70s.
Before our time.
Yeah, sure before our drinking time.
it was in the 70s.
But so they brought it back, and it has honestly been a really like awesome thing for Tacoma. They started only like certain historic accounts or like people who've really been known in Tacoma had it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Parkway Tavern was one of the first to do it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And there's a guy on another podcast that tells us the story all the time of like sitting at the bar at the Parkway, this historic bar in Tacoma, and you sit there drinking a Heidelberg, and there literally are like generations of people before you who have sat at that bar
drinking that
same beer.
Yeah, that's cool.
You got the can if you want to start.
There's not a whole lot on there.
Okay.
But yeah, established in 1912, and then brewed in Tacoma, historic Heidelberg brewery.
Yeah,
And it's a Munich style beer. They did close down during Prohibition, but then open back up to great fanfare.
Heidelberg,
Yes.
not Seven Seas.
No.
It's interesting that it's listed as Heidelberg Brewing Company in
It's
Tacoma,
almost like
Washington.
it's its own independent brand.
Because they do brew at both locations, right?
Yeah,
So they have
Tacoma is
probably their
the
primary
more-
one because
yeah.
it's a larger space.
well. And speaking of the locations, they just during the pandemic took over a place in Gig Harbor, like on the water.
I think we've talked about it, yeah.
And just a few weeks ago, completely like reopened the place after a complete remodel. So I went when it was the old thing, and you could kind of tell like they bought it, and it was not a layout that was like conducive
To run.
necessarily.
Mhm.
Yeah, they had a lot of outdoor patio space, but now I mean it's almost like a completely new building. It looks from just the pictures I've seen, it looks phenomenal. I can't
Nice.
wait to get out there and check it out again.
Tasting thoughts?
Yeah.
Oktoberfest is still fresh in my mind, even though when you're
It's-
hearing this,
it's all
gonna be
fuzzy.
a month ago. Yeah, that is a familiar flavor that
Is
I
it?
had while I was over there.
Well,
Obviously, because you got the German Haltauer hops in it, and it is a Munich style beer. But this is very familiar. Imagine this a few percentage points higher, feel a little bit thicker, and that's kind of what you're getting in the tent, kind of.
so their tagline on the can is the slow brewed beer.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if that's, I mean, a lager takes more time.
There also is just a certain like this. They went to the traditional style. This is not like of the original Heidelberg. Not just like, oh, we brought back this brand and slapped it on a light
Yeah.
beer. Like it really is sticking with the traditional
Process.
stuff. Yeah, and so there is some. I don't know the specifics. I'm not going to try to pretend.
No.
But there is something specifically different that to this beer compared to most of your like just light macro lagers.
Well, because I was going to say, because last week, well, yes, absolutely. But last week we reviewed a beer that was in oak foeders for 4 weeks.
Yeah, and it's
then
not that.
6 weeks. So I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, they're not barrel aging it, but there definitely is.
More
Yeah,
time
this
and
is so
thought
nice.
put into
Yeah.
it.
There's plenty of flavor in there.
And this is readily available.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now, I mean,
And it's crushable. There's flavor and it's crushable.
I don't know if I've seen it in like grocery stores. I mean, you can find almost all of the like a lot of the other 7C stuff in just generally available
Convenience stores even.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But Heidelberg, I don't think is that. I bought a 4-pack from the brewery. You can get it at bottle shops. You can get it on tap at certain locations.
yeah.
But I don't know that Heidelberg is just available.
Everywhere.
Yeah, like certainly not the way that all these other cans that are all
Well,
laid
fingers
out in
crossed
front of you.
that distribution gets better.
Well,
Or
I think it's
being able to
inten-
pick
I
this
think
up at a
it's-
grocery store would be great.
Keep it local.
I think it's intentional.
Okay, local grocery.
Keep this ours.
Yeah.
Let us
I'd
have
like to go to
something.
my grocery store. You know,
Yeah.
there's regional distributors and whatnot. But that was a very tasty start to the day here
Yeah, it's a nice.
in these degen hours that we're
Yeah.
recording this
Way
podcast.
too early. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's completely your fault.
It is.
Well, you
entirely my
are
fault.
technically pre-funking for your birthday party.
Yes.
So I pulled it up. So like when you like literally just within 10 miles, it's 2 tap rooms. That's it. That's all that has it for Heidelberg, and it's just on tap. Like I'm not really seeing it anywhere else. So
I might have to go search this out. I think this is one of I would love to try that on draft in the setting that it was probably made for just sitting out going
a bar.
and having a party.
Yeah, bellying up.
at a bar. Yeah.
and it's I love also. So yes, I agree with that. They have specific like at the Parkway, they have like almost specific Heidelberg glasses like that.
Oh,
You're not getting it in just a pint. You're getting it with like a mug. Almost
nice,
like
nice.
I think it could be a 20-ounce pour. I'm not sure, but it's always served in the cans in the tall boys. Like that's just the format. What do you causing problems over there?
Making a mess.
Jeez, or what are you? Oh my gosh, you're like dripping everywhere.
Nice.
I'm making more problems.
Yeah.
We'll survive.
What did you decide to open next?
So I went with their straight up IPA.
So
Okay.
I was gonna say
Coming in at 5.9, featuring Nuggets,
Thank God we have a
Simcoe,
producer.
Citra, and Cascade hops.
So a few years ago, 7Cs went through a rebrand. They used to lean a lot more heavily on the nautical stuff. Their traditional logo had like kind of like a compass rose type thing. Like I'm still sipping on my Heidelberg
Okay.
if you're looking for.
I just want to keep them separated so you're
Oh
not
yeah.
sharing juices. And
But so they did a rebrand a few years ago, and so now what you're seeing is they really lean into the 7. It is also a more I don't know if streamlined is the right word, but like you now kind of see 7C's cans or packaging in the store, and they all are similar. Like there's a theme, there's a style. It's like each beer has its own color.
they're building a brand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And one of the downsides is that they used to have some funny, silly names for their beers. And
Yes.
some of them have kind of fallen off.
And they're still on the website. When you go look up the hazy or the IPA, the names are still on them.
And within the last month or two going into the brewery, I've started to see some of them come back on the signage in there. But it still just is like this one, I think, is what used to be called Rude Parrot IPA.
Yes. Yep.
And so that was the original. And now it's
okay.
just
IPA.
IPA. And so when you go to like their Untapped, you can see the like it says like IPA, formerly Rude Parrot IPA. So they do some of theirs have the names are only known by that. Like their Amber has a name and it's always been that. But some of the other ones are
But that's kind of the sacrifice you have to make if you want to do a rebrand to get more distribution,
Yep.
maybe. But like you mentioned on this Instagram post with all the photos of all these, it's very satisfying seeing them in rapid fire, how they just all very
Follow that.
familiar,
Yeah.
easy to pick, and also makes them easy to pick out in a single can section
Yeah,
or
'cause-
in the grocery store.
What was the beer or brewery we reviewed like a couple of weeks ago where like the can just pops? Like you can tell it's a Seven Seas just by looking at it.
We reviewed a Seven Seas.
Not a Seven Seas.
Oh.
It was a different brewery, but like they had maybe it was No Lie. Maybe it was
No Light did kind of the same thing that they did.
Yeah,
where
they did.
all of their
They had done a
cans
rebrand.
looked the same,
Yeah.
and that's what it was. So it was No Lie, where from across the aisle I can tell it's a No Lie, and then get in closer and see what it is. And Seven Seas has done for the most part the same thing.
Yeah.
So this is their
I literally cannot find when we did No Light. How long ago was that?
It was like episode 20. We're on. This is episode 33. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It's been a while.
It fell off. Yeah.
Huh.
We got
Alright.
busy. We got busy with the summer. Drinking too much beer. It was hot. Sun was up.
IPA. All right.
This is
At 9 a.m.
It's 9:15.
this is a very navigatable IPA.
And I think I've had this before at the brewery
This is
under its previous name. This is
classic. This is what I remember
It's
IPAs back in the day.
It's like a more malt forward
Yeah.
with like then some bitter.
That bitter at there it is.
I'm coming off of like I probably had like 4 or 5 fresh hops last night. So like some of that was like
That's
You
real,
both,
like,
buddy.
there's your problem.
hop punch and that sort of thing. This is
Oh, that's so nice.
more of like a malt based, like not overly bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like
A little bit of that citra at the end, but then
Mhm.
the other three are. It's more of an aroma.
Yeah, so this the can says Northwest Citrusy Electric. So this, and that's what I was kind of thinking.
That
Is
very
this is
citrusy.
kind of a quintessential Northwest IPA.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's still not as bitter, I think, as some
As some of them.
them.
But like if you said this is a Northwest IPA, I would
Yeah.
go,
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep. sure is.
Yeah, that's a great sit down and watch the gray skies pour water out of them.
Yeah, to me, it's probably not like it wouldn't be my go-to for like a sunny day necessarily. Like it is more like a day like today. Like
Yeah.
it feels, it's not just like even though the booze, it's like it's less than 6%,
Yeah, 5.9. Just right underneath the.
Yep.
but it's not, it doesn't feel like one I'm going to like drink throughout a day on a sunny day. Like this is like I need to like warm myself from the inside and sit with it and like
Mix them in.
yeah, like it's a Northwest. Like it just feels like no. This is for
This feels cozy.
this is for the not always nice days we have, which
I
means
was gonna
there's
say-
more days to drink it than not.
Like 3 hours from now, this would
Yeah.
be a perfect
Yeah.
beer.
yeah,
Yeah, this is the first one you crack when the football game starts.
yeah, oh yeah. And honestly, it would be at 5.9. This would be a good one for like through the game. Like
Yeah.
if you brought a 6-pack and this is what you're just drinking through the game, like that's pretty solid.
All right, we'll do one more together and then we'll start splitting up.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because this one's seasonal and a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah. If you are able to get to, the Gig Harbor new tap room, I'm excited to go check out. If you've never been to the brewery in Tacoma, honestly, it really to me is kind of like almost like the anchor tenant of the brewery district.
Absolutely.
It is a massive facility.
Yeah.
And it is
You're
bright blue.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the heart of that brewery district. I mean, you are a few blocks away from multiple breweries, but I think they were the original for like kind of bringing that back. All the other breweries in that area other than the Harmon that used to be there, is
Harmon's still there.
no, it's not.
The Harmon Brewery's gone.
The brewery. Have we not talked about this? The
No.
brewery closed a long time ago, and the Harmon as a restaurant
Oh, okay. Yeah,
was
so the
still there.
restaurant, yeah.
And me and my family went one night, like, oh yeah, we're in Tacoma, like we should go to the Harmon. My
Yeah.
wife had called to like get a reservation to make sure that there was space. We walked in and there were 4 other people.
Oh.
It turns out that was their last night.
Oh.
Yeah, they literally like announced like
Because the sign's still in the building, but I guess that's the Harmon
but
Lofts.
it's Harmon Lofts, and that's the historic like
Yeah, you
name of
can't, you
things.
can't take them down.
yeah. But so going back to Seven Seas, when you go in, it is a large open space. There's
Huge. And because we did your birthday there
yeah.
years ago.
Leslie's.
Leslie.
We did it in the back
your-
room.
Your wife's.
That sounded like she
Whatever.
Yeah. They have a back room there that we rented out.
Yeah.
And so we did her birthday there. So you have a private space there, but they have the bar kind of in the middle. There's lots of like couches and also just like giant tables, like kind of like, I mean, they're made of big trees, but it is more like a group social thing of like,
It's a beer hall.
yeah, hall style. And then you can see into the production facility
Yeah.
on that same floor. So all of that is that same thing. And then underneath it is all of like the rest of the production stuff, the canning line, storage. I did a beer tasting class years ago in that back room, and so we got to tour the facility. So
That's
I've seen
awesome.
all the different
Yeah.
parts of it. So, but it's massive. It's huge.
So next one up is a seasonal. So Yakima Valley Fresh Hop IPA at 6.2%.
And- Featuring Centennial, Mount Hood, Simcoe, and Amarillo hops.
Okay.
So they do different versions of this. So this is the same brand. So a lot of, if you are listening from outside the area, we have the special treat of living in an area where we have quick access to hops.
Mhm.
Due to that, we have the ability to have a season called Fresh Hop Season, where breweries start a brew and drive over to Yakima, get freshly cut hops, drive them back, and put them right into
Directly in the beer. Yeah.
the beer. And so it is kind of a short season, beginning to middle September through into October, but where you're literally getting kind of the freshest
Yeah, I think I've been.
hop production or like ability, like getting those aromas, those flavors, those
Yeah.
different things. So they do this same beer every year,
Just
but a different,
blend.
whatever the thing each year that's
Yeah.
available.
Well, and you can tell it's a seasonal because the rest of the cans that we have are all printed
Oh yeah.
cans, and this one is a tear off wrapped can.
Very recycling friendly.
Is there a gold star underneath that?
Well, maybe a
ticket?
See if we can get a golden ticket, whatever. But yeah, you can tell it's a seasonal. From that, the fresh hops are usually some of my favorite when I go for an IPA. Like a fresh hop. If I'm going for an IPA, I want.
This one is again. It is still fresh hop season. You're getting the last of them, but like I even had like a fresh hopped Pilsner yesterday that was like
Oh yeah,
punch you in the face bitter.
this is mellower.
Yes, this one really seems to rely on kind of more the citrus side, the kind of floral notes of it. That it's not. The body is lighter than the IPA that we just had, so you're
For
not
sure.
getting like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
malty.
way
punch.
cleaner finish.
Yeah, it's a lighter, smoother kind of taste to it with a bit of just that like kind of citrus and hints of bitter.
I like this.
If you're like over,
But
Over-
I'm getting more hop breath now.
oh yeah,
Are you?
After this sip, I can't use the U word, but there's something to
Because
that.
it's not.
I know. I know. I'll drop in the last time we talked about it. There's something it softens the blow of the hops being fresh.
Mhm.
It's not as astringent, so it kind of those hops are slowly sneaking up on me at the end. It's one of those ones you drink it, you should probably sit for don't have another sip after 30 seconds, sit back and let the hops kind of
Work your way
evaporate out
through.
of your tum and come back
Yeah,
to
this one,
greet you again.
this one's similar to the beer we had last week. The rice beer.
Oh yeah, the lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it
In
develop.
that you could throw this back and not think about it.
Right.
But if you sit on it, there's a lot more to it than just a beer.
Right.
It's
And
like those
6.2%. You should sit on it a little bit. But
Yeah. I mean, that's a par for the course, I think, on most IPAs.
it
but
is.
Yeah.
Like I said, you could knock this back and go, awesome. It's a good IPA, but I think sitting on it,
Hmm.
it's a great treat that we get up here. I don't know. I think this is nice as a treat. I don't want to burn myself out on it. If you could have access to this
All
every
year
day,
round?
year round,
Yeah.
I think it would just kill other IPAs for me because this is just so everything fresh. Everything's better fresh.
That is the thing. The fresh hop is such a fun time, but I do think that it's valid that we're not doing them all year round. It's just not great. What are you snickering about over there?
deciding which beer I'm giving to everybody and whether I'm dumping you with the Imperial IPA.
Do you know the
It's
original name of the
It's a
Imperial?
hazy. It's fine. It's
It's
a
Imperial Hazy. Oh, all right,
Yeah,
you're
we're
getting
good.
it then.
Yeah.
Do you know the OG name for the Imperial?
I remember seeing it on the website this morning, but now I cannot.
It is the Balls Deep double IPA.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm having it now.
with a Z.
Which has, oh man, I remember seeing it. It has a legitimate
Yes.
name. So balls deep doesn't mean what you think
Yes.
it means.
Yeah.
It has a
It's an actual nautical term,
it's
probably.
an actual nautical term, and Brian's looking it up, so he will.
Yeah, it doesn't say right here, so I'll have to go. Okay, so this is what I was going to talk about. They even the fresh hop is in a 12-ounce can. You gave me your glass, and so maybe let's do a quick. Can we do throw a break in here? We never break, but I think we need to rinse some glasses.
Yeah, we're
let's
gonna go to the money zone.
Yeah.
We're gonna put an ad break in right now.
They can
Real
break.
quick, there's a podcast where he literally every time comes back, he's like, "Thanks to our sponsors," and someone emailed him and was like, "Dude, you haven't had sponsors there in months," and he's like, "Oh,
Autopilot, baby.
yeah." So I think before I called for a break, I was saying, so the fresh hop is in a 6-pack, which is not
I
of
grabbed.
12-ounce cans. I brought the fresh hop.
I bought this one.
The fresh hop you did not bring.
I did bring this one. I bought it in a single can. There's maybe then a 6-pack.
I
in
have
the
because I
fridge.
have the rest of it at home.
So,
yeah, you left a.
I left a
bunch of
few.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because I went, that is also what I bought from the brewery was Heidelberg and fresh hop.
Yeah, so I got
Yeah.
this one whether it was this specific can or not, but I
It
found
was-
this
I
in
think you're
their
wrong.
seasonal aisle at.
It was.
Anyways, most of their stuff is all 12-ounce cans. The Balls Deep that we were
and they have been canning since 2009.
they are one of the
They were the first.
OGs in the
Yeah.
area for canning.
Canning, yeah.
But the Balls Deep one, they do also do in the 19.2s,
So they.
which I forgot that I was going to look up what that name references. I
Oh.
really am worried about searching this right now.
Oh, here,
Well,
I'll do it. I'll do it on my computer.
We're not on video. Ooh, okay, we're not on video. It's fine. Seven Seas, one of the not quirky things, but one of the things that
It's just about a considerable level of immersion.
I think they dropped.
Oh, no, they're still calling it U.S. vulgar slang in the dictionary.
I mean, it is now, but it had a nautical term to start with.
I have not found it.
Well, you will by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Seven Seas has is it a 3 beer limit?
Yes. At the tap room.
Correct.
They do have that sign.
Is it 3? Did I get it right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't want to like get anyone in trouble that works there. I don't know how much that's enforced, or if it's more just a like,
Hey, man,
hey, if you're ridiculous,
you're
it's kind of
out.
a tap the sign. Like,
Yeah.
no, man.
Like our rule, if you hit your own nail in Hammerschlagen,
Yeah.
you got to go to bed.
And so it kind of is like I think a little bit of like a CYA, but also like part of it is that it's a massive space to just kind of be sitting there all the time. And so I think it kind of is also just
moving traffic around.
moving traffic around, and also just kind of like hey, like
We're keeping an eye
pace
on
yourself,
Yeah.
like pay attention. Like I think it's more of just an awareness and like because like I mean I've probably had more than 3 there.
Yeah. Well,
Of all the times I've been there, usually I go in for 1 or 2 and it's not a big deal, but like I think of like Leslie's party or something like that. Like
probably had more than 3.
yeah,
Yes.
so
So I had a coworker years and years ago, so I don't worry about outing them now. That
got cut
worked. No. Worked in Tacoma, the Tacoma side, and so would go to the Tacoma
7 Seas.
7 Seas,
Okay.
have the 3 that they could have, and then her husband would pick her up on his way home, and they would go to the Gig Harbor, and then she could have another 3 at both locations.
Now there is some strategery.
Right?
Oh, jeez. All right, so
We're next round. So we split up the. Did we ruin everything?
No, we're fine. Was that like a knock on the door that I heard?
I think it was Alexa telling you that there was maybe did you get a
Oh,
package
don't-
delivered?
Don't say her name.
Don't say her name. Oh, goddamn it. Yeah, I think I just had something delivered.
So we're splitting up so that we don't have to drink all 7 of these each. Brian, you want to go with what you got?
Yeah, so you poured for me the Nomadic IPA.
So that's a seasonal.
Yeah.
Or not a seasonal.
limited
limited
series.
edition.
6.7%.
And that is unfortunately at this current time sold out.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is
So
it gone?
it's gone.
So we hit the end of the season on that one then.
Yes.
These are only like 2 weeks old. So
Yeah.
we're like,
And it's described as their most West Coast
okay.
offering.
I have had it before.
And
And
you're getting Nugget, Citra, and Amarillo.
Thanks for all of the research today. I really like
yes.
them.
I was
At
not
6.7%.
prepared
That's all I written down.
for it. No, you're good. That's
Yeah.
100%.
Bright,
What we need.
resinous, and choice is what they're saying. So, transient by nature, this IPA embodies the versatility and ever transforming IPA spectrum, utilizing only the choicest ingredients combined to create a brew displaying brilliant clarity and diversity.
Choiciest is a word.
Yeah, but they didn't. They went with choicest. So yeah,
Choicest
availability
is probably the grammatically correct one. Yes.
availability limited. Yeah, I guess I'm used to seeing it in the store a decent amount. I didn't realize that it was maybe as limited as possible. So this is also one that like when it's out, it's in a 6-pack
Yeah.
at the store. They speaking of their 6-packs, for their consistent ones, the fresh hop was different, but they usually come in boxes, which is a little bit different for some. So you get a 6-pack box
Yeah.
compared to like the Tech or the
And I got these all at a
single serve.
Yeah, big beer store. So I grabbed them all as singles, but they did have 6-packs for almost every single one of these. And they were boxed, not pack-decked.
Yeah. which
I kind of like the box better because if I'm throwing this in the fridge, I can stack 2 of them together.
Mhm.
Sometimes with the Pack Tech, you can't really stack 6 like
on top of them,
if one brewery is using one kind of iteration of it,
not all Pack Tech
they-
is the same.
Yeah, they won't stack on top of each other.
I also have a massive collection of Pack Tech,
You don't need any more.
and I'm just like, why?
Cardboard's so easy to recycle.
Yes. I have heard that Seven Seas actually is a Pack Tech recycling place. I just have not asked, even though I've been in there a bunch. I keep forgetting when I'm actually there.
I guess if you bought it, they would.
No, like they will take any Pack Tech.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're buying beer, we'll reuse your Pack Tech, or I guess
But
they
it's
could
not-
wash and reuse.
I don't think so because it's also random and different and like different
Yeah.
colors, different styles. The only time I really appreciate the Pack Tech is like going to a bottle shop
Here,
where it's like a 4-pack.
And snap.
Or yes, bringing stuff to here where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I can just like
yeah,
clip in whatever beers. It's tough when you mix and match a.
Talls and shorts. Yeah.
So what did you get poured?
I have formerly known as Balls Deep Imperial Hazy IPA. Now it is just Imperial Hazy IPA, clocking in at 8%.
you live here. That's
Because
why
I
gave
live
it to
here.
you.
Featuring Magnum, El Dorado, Mosaic, Amarillo, and Citra hops. Just mentioning this after writing all the hops down.
You seeing a trend?
It's kind of nice that I'm starting to see a trend of, here's this group of hops that we use. It's not like there's a hop in everything that you're getting, but like all the IPAs, there's kind of this a familiarity. So when we're switching between, so this will be my 3rd IPA. Let's take a taste. It's not very hazy.
That is the one thing. I mean,
That is a clear hazy IPA.
They were IPA heavy,
yeah.
and they are. I mean,
Right.
Northwest Brewery, they are IPA heavy, and I was
Yeah, that's nice.
stretching to find not IPAs, and I only got a couple.
I think they're
Not this time of year. I think
they're
this
not
is
well, and they
IPA
don't. I don't
season.
know that that's like canned.
I could have gone to the brewery and found something
And
else.
so
but,
that's the thing is like one of my favorites is they do really good barrel age stuff,
Do they?
but it's almost always on tap, and occasionally it'll be like in a bottle,
Yeah.
like a wax bottle or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But that's always one of my go-tos is if I'm going in and just kind of sitting for a bit, I'll get like a 10 ounce of like their barrel age something.
This is a heavier version of that IPA we all had. Like,
The original
yeah, so like a
Rude Parrot.
like Rude Parrot, but just everything's more intense.
So it's like-
it's a little bit. It feels a little bit thicker. The booze is there, obviously, in the back, but the hops kind of went up in volume the same as everything else.
Mhm.
Very well balanced. It's not like a lot of other hazies that we've been getting that try to soften the hops.
Mm.
I'm getting a little bit of bite there along with the booze. It's very, very nice,
So the Rude Parrot went balls deep.
essentially. This just went deeper. This went a whole 8% deeper.
There you go.
Is it 8 even?
Yeah.
That's actually like, I mean, for Imperials, that's not the
Crazy.
worst.
And,
Yeah.
and this is a deceptive 8.
Is it?
Yeah.
Get in trouble with
Yeah,
it?
you get in trouble with this.
Would you call it hazy though?
It doesn't look hazy.
No.
But
Is it hazy flavoring?
Does it have that?
it's not a astringent hops. It's more kind of that floral citrus that you're getting. It's not punching you.
Yeah.
So you
It's
got
just kind.
some juicy.
Yeah, there's. I wouldn't call it juicy compared to the beers that we had that were actually juicy. That Brian said, no, this is a juicy beer.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
We haven't opened it, but we do have their like regular hazy
What?
that I'm kind of tempted to
Yeah.
Just
That's,
check
I'm gonna have to jump on the regular hazy as
Just
well
to
after having
compare it,
this.
yeah.
to
all right.
compare
We'll
it.
wrap up. We'll wrap up
Yeah.
with that one, and then
No, I think this is a classic, what we keep calling a classic IPA. So I'd say this is a heavier version, Northwest IPA, getting good belly burn.
Okay.
Um,
Just an Imperial version. So
That's an
you're getting
Imperial
into
version.
trouble.
Yeah,
Trouble.
if you want more bang for your buck,
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
with this.
I would probably be a little disappointed.
I wouldn't do more than 2 because I think I would just
Oh,
kill
geez.
myself on the hops.
I think I'd be a little disappointed if I poured that expecting hazy though.
It does
Yeah,
not
yes.
look like a hazy.
Yeah.
But as somebody
Yeah.
who's new to hazies,
Yeah. I mean,
this is an easy.
I still have the original
Yeah,
IPA.
Rude Parrot, and
Yeah, this is way
It's
lighter.
actually darker than
the Rude Parrot is darker than the
Yeah, yeah.
Imperial. Yeah. You have, Alec, the
man.
weirdest one.
No, this is
I mean-
my favorite. This is why I kept it
The
for
sour.
myself.
I mean, I'm gonna make you pour me a little bit.
I got some in there. So this is their key lime sour ale, 4.7%, and it is part of their sour series. It is a Gosa style ale brewed with key limes and San Juan Island sea salt. So
And-
local there. It's crafted with salt.
And you've got Magnum, Sterling, and Cascade hops.
So I have not tasted it yet. I'll hand you the can.
So they have this on tap, available, and one of the kind of special things about it, which I did not do, I bought it on tap. They will ask if you want the rim of your glass salted with this beer.
Give me that can back.
I should have done it.
No,
You guys-
I did not
give
get it
me that
salted.
can back because this
It's delightful.
is awesome.
This is probably what actually.
Do you guys want some salt? I got some salt
This
over
is
here.
probably what we should have started with for the morning,
Right?
Just to like,
This,
That would have been number 2 after the Heidelberg if we went in ABV order.
yeah.
But
this-
I kind of like the
randomness.
shotgun
Yeah.
approach.
This would be. Yeah, I don't want a margarita.
Just give me a splash.
Okay.
Give me a splash.
Yeah, you're not finishing the whole can on your own.
Begrudgingly.
There, you can have the rest. Gift to you, your birthday present.
This is
Welcome to 39, bitch.
as long as I'm not 40.
Beat you
But
to it.
as my dad says,
39 forever.
no, I'll take another year because the alternative is a lot worse.
Yeah,
But this is real good. What is that logo? Thor, Brian, I
What?
don't know. So on the can, I'll hand it back to you.
I won't keep it. The salt thing.
There's something.
It's like
in
where it's
place
from.
of the L.
It's
Is
like
that the
a-
San Juan Islands? Because
be,
that's
yes.
where the
That's
salt's
probably it then.
coming
Yes.
from.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
that would be my guess.
Yeah, this is pretty tasty.
Yeah, I was trying to find when
Hazy. It's
my-
hazier than my hazy imperial.
Yeah, well, it's a Gosa.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, you got to be a fan of that style of beer. So, if you're expecting a light beer, if you're expecting an IPA, it's not going to be that.
It is. It's almost like margarita, like.
It is. I'm getting tequila vibes
Mm-hmm.
out of it.
And it's not as sour as like a sour beer, even though it's
And this-
called a sour ale. It's not. It doesn't come
Yeah.
across as a sour, and it doesn't come across as like a straight Gosa. In that, like this is
That funk. That funk you
That
sometimes
bitter,
get. Yeah,
not bitter,
That,
but
that farmhouse funk that sometimes you get on
Yeah.
a Gosa.
This is way more drinkable. This would be like a gatehouse or
Gateway.
gateway. There you go.
Mhm.
It's
That's a
9 a.m.
bridge.
and I have 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I had it back in June. I've just found
you?
it. Yeah, so it's the key lime sour ale on tap. And they offer it with salt on the rim. I should have tried it that way.
That would have been interesting. I'm not getting a ton of key lime pie flavor out of it.
I'm just getting that key lime. You know, sometimes you finish
like-
the
it's
lime
like a
and you get
hint,
that
But they're
bitter
not calling
finish
it.
on the line.
They're not calling it key lime pie. just key lime sour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the pie probably would have added like a more
okay.
creaminess
Yeah,
or
no,
like
I got
something
you.
like
So
that.
I guess when I hear key lime, I
you just
think key
you
lime
go
pie.
to the pie. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. It's the tequila. I mean, it's like a.
You
Is
get
that
that
lime and salt that makes you think that?
It's
you
like
think?
Go ahead.
there's that after you munch down on the lime, that sour hits you. There's a
Mhm.
touch of bitterness
Little
from the
bit.
lime. That is what I'm getting in the back end of that. I don't know if it's from the lime flavor or if it's just that careful addition of the hops, but that's what's really selling the. This is a margarita.
Yeah, this is a permanent beer for them.
Uh,
It's part of their sour
Part of
series,
sour series.
and then it's got a peel off label. So I don't know.
I'm wondering how if it is seasonal. It doesn't say
I don't know how much of this you're selling
now,
in the next few months when
but
it's
it
cold
certainly was out
but-
around. I mean, over summer. That's when I had it. But
Yeah.
I wonder if you're catching the tail end of it still, or
I
I'm
hope it's an
looking to
every year
see.
seasonal.
Well, and that's the thing is I'm wondering if is this the first year? Is it gonna come back? Like, that's a good question that I honestly don't have the answers for.
It's a sour series, so it's part of that. But yeah, whether this is like a one-off and then they're
Right.
going to do another sour and whatever, and whether they make it into full rotation, this one I would vote into.
I think
Full
this
rotation.
and the grapefruit were shown
gonna say, they
available
do have the
right
grapefruit
now on the sour series.
Also, yeah, grapefruit sour. Yeah. All right, I'm looking.
Excellent brunch beer.
It does show it.
That'd be a nice.
Breakfast beer, yeah.
Yeah, it just shows it in the sour series, a selection of rotating fruited kettle sour ales using seasonal fruits and San Juan Island sea salt. They have right now the grapefruit and key lime are available. They also do a blackberry and a red raspberry.
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't know
man.
that I've had any of those ones, but I might have to go and check.
I
it
don't-
out.
The raspberry sours are
It's so
my
perfect.
favorite
They're
Yeah.
so perfect.
out of them. The way it balances the sweet and tartness, like
Um,
I am so glad everyone's getting on board with sours.
you've been.
I led the
preaching
way,
that for
man.
a
No,
while.
But I mean like
Breweries, yeah.
They all realized, oh, this is
real good.
really good beer
Turning
that
from
everyone likes.
oh no, it ruined our beer because
Yeah.
it got sour to oh no, this is real good.
Yeah.
All right.
Jumping on the website real quick reminds me that they do have one of my favorite beers. It is also seasonal. It's my least favorite name, but it's one of my favorites. And I actually find it, and I have a friend in Seattle who always tries to find this style of beer.
Okay.
But we always know that 17 is going to put it out in the winter. It's a black IPA.
I got one for you.
I prefer to call it a Cascadian Dark Ale
Okay. CDA.
because black India Pale Ale
Mm,
seems kind of dumb.
yep.
But it's a more apt description. It's literally like you're taking an IPA but putting in the darker, roasty like stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of the CDAs, so they do one almost yearly.
Yeah. And they didn't have it available.
No,
for
it's
this.
sold,
I was
sold out right now.
searching for things that weren't IPA. So
Yeah.
we got one. Well, we
Two
have
more.
a couple, but we're gonna do one more. Do you guys want the Pilsner or the Hazy IPA?
I think the Pilsner will save, and I'm just gonna probably drink that later.
Okay.
I
You
will
go.
I will drink the Pilsner
Or
because
You
I shot
go-
video of it.
oh, perfect. Go
Got to
for
use it.
it.
And I'll
That
probably have a little bit of the hazy too.
that is also one that
I
had
don't have to go anywhere.
the downside is of the rebrand. They changed it to just their Seven Seas Pilsner, and it disappoints me because it used to be one of my favorite.
Names.
It was the 253 Pills.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. So 253 is the area code
Yeah.
where
Rip.
we're from, and it's a differentiation because Seattle's 206,
Yeah.
and we're 253. My wife's car has the 253 with the heart
Oh yeah.
thing on it.
Yeah. So 253 Pills, and I knew a guy that literally every
It's a hell of a pour.
event that you would bring beer to, he that was his go-to. Like he would bring the 253 pills
Yeah.
every time. So
Well, and that's unfortunately part of what happens when you're trying to go not mainstream, but
Yeah.
larger than local, because 253 outside of, although with the 509 lager from, I will look it up right now.
I was thinking 805. There's a whole brand for. Oh God, now I'm blanking. Giant out of California, but like
maybe I got it wrong.
the 805. We first had it at the race at Fontana,
Maybe that's what I'm
and
thinking of.
I think I got glass sunglasses from like playing cornhole there or something. But 805 is the one because 509 is Eastern Washington.
Yeah, okay, that's where.
So 805, Firestone Walker is.
Yes.
They made a whole brand of this 805, and so that. I mean, it's a known one. There also, you could be thinking of Goose Island
No.
does a 312 IPA, I think, and that's their.
There you go. No, it is an 805 that I was thinking about.
Yeah. So, the hazy. Hazy-ish?
Ish. I mean, I feel like this is less hazy than
Is this still the is
last.
this the double?
That is the hazy.
That's the double, or
yeah,
this is the current one?
regular.
That's the one you guys are looking at. So I was adding people on Instagram.
Social media work while
I was
while
making sure we
podcasting.
were following Seven Seas Brewing before we start
Talking about them.
talking about them.
I think I'd struggle because I'd probably follow them on my personal one, and I don't.
What's your?
No, we're
what's
good, baby.
What's a personal Instagram? Isn't it just for?
There's a
stuff?
he keeps a firewall between his personal life and this.
I try to.
Not looking hazy.
It's hazy-ish.
Hazy-ish, but I guess it's lighter than a double hazy.
I think those New England IPAs have broken us
Taste
irreparably.
hazy.
Yes.
Taste hazy. For
I really
sure.
appreciate it's not yeah, and again, you're right, Chad. The differentiation of stuff. It is not a New England.
Yeah.
And is it maybe not as clean as your standard traditional IPA? I mean, here I'll pour the more of my Nomadic.
And while you're pouring that, your hazy is at 6.2.
Oh yeah.
Citra, Mosaic, Azaka, and Ukanat hops.
Eucanot?
EKUANOT.
Oh, I have no idea. Good,
No,
good enough job with pronunciation.
All right.
because I would not forget that.
Which beer's the hazy and which beer's not?
The one in your right hand is the hazy. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is hazy.
Yeah.
Juicy, dank, luscious. And
Yes.
This to me is a juicy IPA.
Yeah.
that's
Not,
more where I
not
would
hazy.
go. Is I'd
Yeah,
go
but
juicy.
you don't put that on. You're not. I mean, unless you're no lie, and literally
You
have
put that
big
on
juicy.
sweatpants.
Yeah.
It's just not an apt descriptor. I think the hazy.
Well, and did they have an original name for this? I don't.
It was
yes.
It was.
Let's see if he knows what it is, because I know. I bought it when it was the original
It
one.
started with an M. That's all I remember.
Close.
It was something.
The Willie Maize Haze.
Oh, okay. So I'm wondering if this came out before Juicy IPA was a thing.
But also, again, you're not. Nobody brands theirs as like Seven Seas Juicy IPA.
No
They
lie,
do-
sure does.
Well, that's what I said that, but that they picked that. But like no other breweries, but a lot of them are like, here's our hazy, here's our hazy, here's our hazy.
Yeah.
Like nobody really goes and says like, oh, have you had our juicy IPA? Like you don't walk into a brewery and like, hey, I'll take the juicy IPA. It's a descriptor we use, but you walk in. You were talking about your delightfully enjoyable dinner last night, and what did the menu say? IPA, pale ale,
And
hazy.
hazy.
Like,
I might have taken the Juicy if they had it as an option.
but again, that's not one that people like really put on the list
Go to, yeah.
for better or worse. But
outside of a brewery, nobody's
yeah, and so
this.
all right. So listen, I love Seven Seas. I will tell you, we didn't bring a beer I haven't already had. I literally have had every single one of these before.
Other than the fresh hop IPA and the key lime, I have also had all of them before too.
My only complaints for Seven Seas,
Okay,
not really hazy.
it's not a hazy.
I want my 253 pills back.
Okay.
Like I want that like branding. I want that thing. It's tough when a company. I'll go back to this again. It's tough when a company does a rebrand when you're used to.
What they used to have.
Yeah, and I still have a glass with the OG like Seven Seas
logo and
that
everything.
stuff,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it. But I do get what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to go national.
Yeah, because
Yeah. You have to take the next step.
each beer that we have that's in their traditional branding is its own distinct color.
Mhm.
I know when I see at the store the 7 with the light blue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Nomadic. Like I know that beer on the shelf because of the coloring. I know when I see the yellow one. Oh, that's the Seas Hazy.
Hazy, yeah.
Like I know exactly what to expect based on the branding. So there is that positive. Once you're used to it and seeing it, you know exactly what is there. It's not like make great beer, but Cloudburst, literally you have to like, I think it's only the logo is like everything is the same on the can. And to know what beer you're drinking, you have to look at like the date printed, and in that printing is what beer it is.
Oh, yeah. When I was
And to me, like that's more work than it's worth.
and I miss the fun of the, like the cheekiness of the, like they're going away from the or the nautical theming, but I
Yeah.
miss the cheekiness of the beer names. I mean, I get it to
Yeah.
expand to a wider audience because, I know what an IPA is. I know what a hazy IPA is. I don't know what a naughty parrot
Rude.
is. Rude parrot
Rude
or balls deep. Well, that one is an easy one to get rid of.
Back on it is on the website with the names for the OG ones.
I saw them.
but
The can branding is not
the
there.
Pilsner doesn't. All the rest of them have that back, but oh,
Uh-oh.
the website has Balls Deep Double IPA and Imperial Hazy IPA
So maybe it's
as
two.
different things.
I wonder if it's with, maybe they call that at the tap house where people are like cool with it, but you can't put balls deep into a grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't walk into a boardroom to pitch to a new distributor. Hey, here's our balls deep IPA.
That is one thing that like I have appreciated. People have kind of realized, hey, you just can't name beers anymore. Whatever the hell you want, like.
You can have fun with it.
Yeah, but like,
You have to-
I mean, even going back to years ago, you at Northwest Brewing, and you're like, I will take your double IPA instead of, I forget the actual name of it.
Oh,
but it was
I remember that one.
using
yeah.
the B word,
Yeah.
like as the name of it, and you're like, I don't feel
Oh,
always comfortable asking this female waitress for that beer name.
A hoppy
like,
bee.
Yeah, like.
I bought my brother a tap handle for that beer. So there's a lot to unpack there. Do we
We
want
have
to?
so many beers.
Yeah, do we want to?
Pilsner.
Oh yeah.
Great example of a Pilsner coming in at 5.2 with Magnum,
Ooh,
Sterling,
that is-
and Cascade hops.
Okay.
Lighter in flavor than the Heidelberg, for comparison.
Okay. Lighter in flavor.
Lighter in flavor,
The
they're
Heidelberg
crushable.
just has something
There's,
like
there's a kick to it.
there's this. I really want to find out more about
I'm
it.
gonna jump ahead, but that will be a fridger.
To me, it is one that like to always. It comes in a 4-pack. To always have the 4-pack of Tall Boys,
Yeah.
I feel like when you run out, it's like okay, I got to go get another one. If they made like a
12-pack.
that, I would make that
a
my
replacement.
always light beer in the fridge.
It'd be my number 2, but yeah.
But
Behind Busch Light.
Yes.
yeah, Pilsner very good, very crushable. I can't go much more into it because of all the hops on my tongue.
Oh yeah,
so
and that's
there are probably some flavors I'm catching that aren't there, but very crushable, and we got it reviewed so that I can do the Instagram video
perfect.
of everything.
We
should start to fridge everything.
fridge everything or just pick our favorites because I don't know if we want to
I
go
think
through
that-
all.
Yeah, we don't need to fridge everything. I would do
Pick your favorite.
Pick a top 2.
Okay.
Right?
Ooh.
Out of their
Yeah,
Ooh.
stack. For me, key lime sour. I mean, that's kind of my jam. Is the sours and gosas and that style. I would love to see their sour series. I think that's
that's when we got to hunt out when those next flavors come around.
mhm. I think it's a beer fridger because you only have like one
Yeah, you're
like
not
in a week.
drinking a 6-pack of it.
You're not drinking a
through a
6-pack
night,
of
right?
it. You're gonna have like one. It's a different change of pace. This is a very mellow sour. Love that. The fresh hop IPA I think was cool. I love that series. I think when I see the next fresh hop series from them, that would be an instant grab. But then the Heidelberg I think would be my fridger. So that would be my number one. And like I said, if we could get a 12-pack of that, that would be replacing potentially. There's just a lot more flavor, body for a light beer, and supporting the Northwest and traditions and all of that. And I think they renamed one of like the parks around the Rainier Stadium.
It's been Heidelberg for a long time.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been
okay.
Heidelberg for as long as I can remember.
Okay, so I think that's
Yeah, there's like a ball field, like a
right there.
high school
Yeah,
ball field right at Cheney Stadium.
yeah.
right
I just
there.
picked up stores in that area, so yeah, that's where I'm at. Thor.
Okay. Shoot.
Actually took notes instead of running it off the cuff.
Yeah, my notes aren't helping me because shoot.
You want Brian to go?
No. So I'm gonna echo you, Heidelberg, number one. That's an everyday fridger.
Awesome.
I dare say I would love to see this in the cube, the 30 bomb.
Oh, right?
I would love to grab a 30-pack of 12ers of that.
Of Heidelberg?
Yeah.
Until I can't, if I do have to buy a 30 bomb, it's obviously Keystone Light. But
I think like
that the flavor you got at 4% was fantastic, and it wasn't overwhelming, immensely crushable.
Yeah.
But a great experience.
Mhm.
I could see it replacing like I still think I'm looking at the distribution of it. It's wider than I thought. Like all
Is
throughout
it?
the peninsula up to like
It's
Not
basically west of the
Snohomish.
Cascades.
It's like Snohomish County all the way down into Portland and like the northwest corner of Oregon
So it's
is all included in it.
Western Washington,
Yeah.
Oregon.
But man, if it give it a few years, and like to me, like I'd rather have that than like we do Rainier at tailgate. Like
This could replace it for sure.
I would,
And you're still repping your backyard.
and actually, Rainier is no longer like I still
Correct.
am
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
fan of Rainier, but it's not made here anymore.
No.
No. Number two, I'm going to go
It's the
with...
chair, I swear.
It is. I'm finding all the uneven spots in the house after they put the new floors in.
Oh yeah.
Number two, I'm going to go with the Imperial Hazy.
Okay.
Whether or not it's the actual real balls deep.
Now we
very
need to do
good.
more research.
But getting
yeah.
after it.
Getting after it. And then I got to go with the key lime sour as well.
It's really tasty.
I would put both of those at 2 and 3. Key lime sour is a definite fridger.
Main fridger.
If it's in season.
Okay.
I
really want to try that blackberry one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I definitely see keeping, if it comes in a 4-pack or a 6-pack, keep it in the fridge during the summer. Great after work grab.
Mm-hmm.
Crush it. The Imperial Hazy, however, will be a beer fridger because
8%.
I'm gonna have one. I would love to see it.
They make
I would love that in a 16.
They make it in 19.2.
I don't know if I need 19.2.
It's like it's one of those things you're like, it's
Do
only
I?
3 more ounces,
Yeah.
but you're like,
because you fill your pint glass up, there's still a little bit left over. So
and
then
if you
feel
pour
like
terrible,
Yeah.
even the 16 is a struggle to like.
Yeah, are you sipping are you going to crush the first quarter, put the rest in, or are you going to do the Well, I'll put a little bit in. I should crack another one. That's my problem with 19 too, because you're always playing that game of they need to make a 19.2 pint glass. So you can pour it all in.
An imperial pint glass is 20 ounces.
Nice.
That's spend the coin on it.
Yeah.
I got gifted a set of them for like my wedding.
There you go. Where are they?
At home. They're the like
we should not be drinking 19.2.
They're like
there's a reason we
they're
drink
the
out of
British
4
style
ounce
with
glasses.
like literally like the bubble in it.
Oh, okay.
Where it kind of goes up and then bubbles. It's my go-to for pouring a 16 ounce into. Like I swear, the regular shaker pint glasses, I only pour 12 ounce cans into them because of the things that Chad was just talking about.
Right.
Heidelberg. Like that's literally like
Right.
give me more Heidelberg.
Nope. I'm finishing it.
It's okay. I have the rest of the pack in my house. It, especially at places like the Parkway in Tacoma, it is my preferred. Like I will get a pint of something because they always have great beers on tap. And then like if it's like, okay, well, we have time for one more, it is always a Heidelberg. And I'll always do that as kind of my wrap up or a start, depending on the time.
Going forward, if I'm in a bar, whatever situation, and they have Heidelberg on tap, that would be way above Busch, Bud.
I would love to get the captain's thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
see what he thinks about it, but I would do that 100% over. I mean, because I'll go for like, if you have Rainier on tap, like I'm going for it. If you have Heidelberg on tap, I might surpass an IPA or something to go.
I should say, like, it actually is fairly like reasonably priced. Even like I don't recall that you're paying it even at bars. I don't think you're paying like full on IPA. I could be wrong, but I feel like in my memory it is always a cheaper pint than like your normal IPA. Like, cause some bars you go to, it's like whatever, it's craft beer. It's all straight across the board. Like you're paying that same amount. But I feel like a pint of Heidelberg, like
you're getting a discount. Yeah.
Yeah. But
none of these were super expensive.
No.
And I was paying like the per can price.
Yeah.
Which
in that low $2 kind of range.
Yeah. But usually you're paying like a little bit of a premium when you're buying it like by the can, because I wasn't going to buy 14, 12 packs. None of these were outrageous. And when you see them in convenience stores, even, they're the lower end of the craft beer prices.
Of the beers we had today, my second one.
You want some more key lime?
It might be. I enjoyed it. It might be the fresh hop.
Yeah.
It just is well balanced. It feels good. I mean, I might, in the next couple of months, have us do a review of their black IPA, just because it's one of my favorite styles and enjoyable beers. And so, like, that one, hands down, I would always pick. But
if you show up with beer, we will drink it.
I don't know.
I do love me a dark lager, so I'm sure a dark IPA will.
Yes, that would be a fun one too. Like, I was at a brewery in Seattle last night, and my friend was like, "Oh, they have like a oh god, now I can't think of the name of it." But I was like, about like a dark lager, basically. And I was like, "Dude, it's really solid. It's like the one I had from there the last time." So, this was a trip.
Would you like to do a number 3? Throw out an honorable mention.
Oh, dude, but I mean, I'm picking of the ones that we did. Like, that's the thing, is like, I want their black IPA. I want their barrel aged series.
It's going off book.
So I would. I didn't have it today, but my third would be the pills.
The 253 pills.
The 253.
All right.
Awesome. We got them all booked. Our glasses are empty.
Yep.
Hopefully yours are too. And we'll catch you next time.
I gotta pee.
Did you run that the whole time, even during the break?
Yeah.
It ran through the
Oh,
break,
perfect.
so-
Good. No, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Oh
Because
my
otherwise,
god.
that's a little long.
That's
It's still,
perfect. That
it's
was
still
perfect.
a little long.
That
It's
was-
about an hour.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That was more. That's the most beers we reviewed.
Oh, yeah.
On the whole
No
episode.
shit. We're about to do the same fucking thing, dude.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5.
Only?
I saw that when you sent it.
If you've enjoyed what you just heard, make sure you subscribe to get new episodes when they drop, and don't forget to leave us a review. If you want to see what we're drinking when we're not on the pod, you can follow us on social media at ABR Review. Feel free to send us any beer suggestions that we can make Chad go buy off of Tavor.